Good evening and welcome to Tavern 26 for the Week 10 edition of the Campbell Memorial Red Devils Show. Matt Maher being joined this week again by head coach Andrew King. Coach, thanks again for joining us.
Matt, thanks for having us.
It's absolutely fun here to be able to have you here, been able to talk to you guys all season. So thank you so much here. You've been a big part here of being able to make sure that this actually happens here. I mean, you've helped me with organizing, getting kids, obviously, because I can't be in the school. You are.
Yeah.
Helping us get other teams and coaches as well. I mean, thank you so much here for that.
You know what? I can't speak about how much you guys do for every community around here that you guys support and all the things that you guys do. It makes high school football special again at a time where it was kind of taking a dip, but you feel like, you know what I mean? And then YSN pops up and all of a sudden now people are able to watch it. People are excited. You know, it's getting the crowds back and the sight that it deserves. You know what I mean? So I know Campbell, we love it here and we love having you guys. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you again. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you leave it on a thank you to us here. You gotta. It's your show.
Hey,
all right. So,
anything I could do to help is always a thing, you know.
All right. So enough of the thank yous here.
Yeah.
How about more congratulations here, though? Last week, a big win there against Jackson Milton. And how are you feeling after seeing your team come through and get your first conference win of the season?
Yeah, it felt really good to have a conference win. It felt good to go to somebody else's house and get that as well. It was first of all, Jackson Milton's got to walk to get to the locker room, to the field. So all of our kids, I felt like, ran a mile before we even got onto the field. But I felt like we had a good, dominant first half, and we gave up that dominance a little bit. But then at the end of the game, we ended up with a good defensive stop, and we needed a first down. They could have iced us with 3 timeouts, and we needed a first down to make sure that we can run the clock out, and we ended in victory formation. So anytime you can do that, it's fantastic, and it's nice to have a finish that way of the season. As we go to the finish of the season here, a couple wins, we can make the playoffs and things like that. So.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that in a minute here. I mean, your kids, we just talked to them here a moment ago. I mean, they seem excited for that prospect of being able to get in here, and they seem confident that they will be. I'm sure you are as well, but I got to talk here about that Lambert, 51-yard touchdown. I mean, that's still on my mind and repeat right now. I mean, That's incredible that he was able to get that on a broken play. I mean,
I know.
What did you guys see there from a coaching? Were you going insane just saying, what the heck are you guys doing?
The receiver he was supposed to throw to was wide open, and I'm like, DJ, what are you doing? DJ, keep going. DJ, keep going. He's just a special kid when the ball's in his hand and he's at his prime. He's a dual threat guy and he uses it to his advantage. He knows when to throw. He knows when to run. For a sophomore, I can't be more proud of him and the team around him allowing him to do that. So I was very happy and very pleased to see that play for sure.
And you brought up the sophomore, so you obviously have a young team. We talked about that every single week, it seems. That's just the highlight here, is that you're doing this with such a young team this, young team that. And we love these guys, but you got to tip your cap as well to the veterans. We just had 2 seniors here on the show right beforehand. I mean, and these guys have grown up with you as well. I mean, for all 4 years you've been here, they've been here as well, at least for the most part. I mean, how's that experience been, just being able to get to know these guys here and then seeing them being able to come in and become the leadership that you need now for the group moving forward?
I love these guys. Honestly, this senior class is fantastic. Overall, they've matured. Those who were mature as freshmen and sophomores still, those are the ones probably playing as freshmen and sophomores. And as the older ones, the younger ones became older and now started to mature, they've just grown into such a good group of men, and that's what we're here for as a football coach, as a community. We're here to make young boys turn into men, and that's what I think we've done here at Campbell. Is we've turned these 10 kids into men that are ready to accept challenges, accept everything that we got to do. And in the football standpoint, I couldn't be more happier. I mean, there's been some close games, some heartbreakers and things like that throughout the season, but they've rallied. They've never quit. And that shows a testament to the leadership of this team. Is a team that, even though you have a 5-game losing streak, they never quit. They got a W, and now we have the probability of having a week 11. You can't be more proud of these kids.
And you just brought up here that they're ready to accept a challenge. I'm sure they're ready here. This upcoming week and 2 days from now, you guys are going to be home against Waterloo. What kind of environment are you expecting for that one, first of all?
I'm looking for an exciting environment. I mean, the weather is going to be a little bit colder, so we have an older crowd sometimes. So I don't know if they're going to be watching on YSN or if they're going to be, in the stadium. But I expect a good crowd there. I expect senior night momentum and things like that from these guys. I'm excited to see what happens. we just got to come out on fire. I think that's the biggest thing for us is if we come out lights out, they're not going to stop us.
And you just said that how you guys have to approach this game. I mean, can you go a little bit more into detail here in depth exactly like how you guys need to perform against these guys? Because this is a good team right here that you're going up against. You got to respect your opponent here, obviously here. They scored a lot of points. Yeah, it didn't go out their way last week against Louisville, but they still did that here. I mean, that's got to be looming large for you as a coach.
Yeah, when you look at it defensively, you're in a kind of a little bit of a terror. We're going to try to change it up between man and zone and things like that when you're talking about X's and O's. But essentially, you can't let those guys get behind you on some silly plays. We got to make sure we play sound defense and tackle. But they spread the ball out, and that quarterback's a pretty good athlete in terms of getting that where he needs to get it. And then they have a good complement for the run. They're one of the few teams in this league I think are pass first and then run as a complement, and I think they do it well. I mean, the coach. Hats off to their coach and their staff for preparing those kids to be able to do that. It's a hard thing to do in Ohio football when the weather gets cold, though. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we can take advantage of cold weather and maybe a little bit of rain here to help us with that because we're a primary run team. But then offensively, we got to finish with the ball in our hands. We got to finish in the end zone. There's been too many games that have been close, and we have had 4th down and 2 at the 10-yard line, and we haven't gotten it. So those are things that we need to finish in the end zone. If we can score most of the time that we have the ball, I don't think we're going to lose.
I think that's the game plan for most teams, too, I'd say. Score most times you have the ball, right?
That's it.
All right, so, I mean, you got a little bit of a primer here, exactly what we need to see. What do you have to say here to try and get fans to come out here? I mean, it's the last game for a lot of these kids here, obviously, potentially at home. Of course, who knows what the postseason could bring if you guys get in, of course. But, sure. I mean, what message do you have to say to the fans here who may be watching this right now on YSN to try and get them to come out here? Yeah, we'd love to have them on YSN, of course, but, I mean, obviously come out here and be part of the environment and root on these kids.
Yeah, these kids have loved the support that you guys have given us, and I'm talking about the community and YSN, but have loved the support that they have given us. There's nothing better. I remember in the LeBray game week 2, it was like I felt like the first half there wasn't very many people out, and I don't know if they were watching on YSN or not, and in the second half it felt like it was in a crazy stadium. The stadium was packed. You could hear them rumbling, and that gets our kids going, man. They get hyped. They get excited, just like every high school kid would. And that's the case, and it just brings back old school football. And a lot of these guys in the community, they talk about that 1991, 89 era, the 70 era, where they were pretty dominant. This is what we're trying to get back to. So come out and support these kids, and make them know that you're loved. They're loved and supported on and off the field.
Yeah, come out here and also create those memories so you can start talking about the 2020 eras right there. You got to talk about the Coach King era.
I don't know about that. I'm just the vessel, my friend. I'm just the top guy. Everybody else is doing the work.
That's just a perfect answer right there. Stay humble as a coach.
Shoot. Well, again, man, I can't thank you guys enough for YSN being out here every day or every week, Tavern 26, for allowing us to do this, good food, all that fun stuff. So thank you guys, and I'm going to finish with a thank you.
I'll let you finish with a thank you there on that one. You know what? I think we can go ahead and leave that there. Again, Tavern 26, the host of our show every week, week after week, all 10 weeks here that at least we've been able to come out here and get a show out there. I mean, thank you so much to everybody who's, of course, tuned in for this. And it's been a fun ride this season, and for you guys, the ride is not over yet. Right. We can't wait to have you guys there on YSN, and hopefully we'll have you there on week number 11 as well. That's going to be really fun, but you control your own destiny.
That's right.
Absolutely. Coach King, thank you again so much for joining me this week and every other week here this year. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been a blast here talking with you.
Heck yeah. And same thing here. And like I said, we're going to go Red Devils. Make sure you're out there Friday. Make sure we're cheering on these kids and getting ready to go for the postseason.
Heard it right there. Come out, support the kids. If not, we've got you covered on YSN Live. I'll have the call for you, as I always do, every home game as we can. So it's going to be fun. Tune in and watch one way or the other here. Thank you so much here again for joining me. Thank you so much for joining us this week. And like you just said, go Red Devils.
Go Red Devils.